WordPress Gutenberg is coming soon. It's going to drastically change WordPress. This is the biggest change in the history of WordPress and how the WordPress builder works. It's going to blow your mind how much different it is. And if you haven't seen it yet, or if you want to try it yourself, I show you how to install it in this tutorial. Then I give you a quick overview of how things work. And we're getting started right now. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. It's Bjorn from WPLearningLab, where we help you get better at WordPress so you can earn more for yourself, for your clients, and for your business. If you're new here and you like WordPress tips, tricks, and hacks and getting better at it, make sure you click subscribe, then the bell icon so you don't miss anything. And check out our private Facebook group. There's a link in the description down below. That's where we chat WordPress, help each other with WordPress, and just all around get better at it. And with that out of the way, let's head into screen capture. Since WordPress Gutenberg has not been released yet, there's two things you have to do to get it running on a site. And I think you should run this on a test site. Do not run this on a live site. Just make some demo site or temp site somewhere and play around with it. Don't do it on a production site. But the way you have to do this is first you have to install WordPress beta testing plugin, and then you have to install the WordPress Gutenberg plugin. So if we head over to plugins and then add new, I have this beta testing tab right here, which you probably don't have because you don't have the beta testing plugin installed. So what you want to do first is search for WordPress beta testing and then install this plugin right here. And it says untested with the current version of WordPress because we're running a release candidate that's not actually released yet. So everything is untested with this version, even though this one is compatible. So they're way ahead of the game, but everybody else, their forums is, but most other people are untested, or most other plugins, I mean. So once you install this plugin, if you're doing this on a test site, you don't have to really worry about backing up your site just in case something goes wrong because it's just a test site. But if you're doing it on some kind of site where you care about the data that's on there, make sure you back up your site files and your database. I've linked to a card up above to help you do that if you need help. If you don't need help, just click on install and then activate, and you have this beta tester plugin installed. And then you have this beta testing tab. And this is where you can install Gutenberg right here. But before we do that, we have some settings, or one setting for the beta testing plugin. If we go down to Tools, we have a beta testing menu item. Click on that to open it. And now we have two options. We can choose to have our site updated with point release nightlies or bleeding edge nightlies. What they are is in the description here. Basically, one is more stable than the other. So there's likely to be less bugs, less crashing, less headache if you choose the point release. If you want the bleeding edge for some reason, you want the newest releases that have barely been tested at all, choose the bleeding edge. So I'm on point release nightlies, and if I go to home, see right now I'm running WordPress 4.9.7 alpha 43316. Before you install this plugin, you will not have a WordPress designation like that. You just have WordPress 4.9.6 likely right now, because 4.9.7 has not been released yet. One thing to note is once you do this, once you have the beta testing plugin installed and you install a release candidate, it's usually not easy to revert back. This is another reason you should do this on a testing site. You can't just revert back to your old version of WordPress because sometimes these new releases require changes to the database. And they're not designed to have you revert back and have the common user just play around and go back and forth. This is for developers. So, and developers know that you just can't revert back, so they take steps to make backups and things like that. But just so you know, you can't revert back. So once you have this new release installed, you might go ahead and delete the plugin. Then as WordPress updates are released, so once we're at 4.9.8, you just click on update, and then you update to that new version. Then you don't have to revert back to anything because you're on the new stable release for the public. With that out of the way, let's go back to plugins and add new. You should open right into the beta testing section. And we have right here, the first option is called Guttenberg, 10,000 plus active installs, 3 or 2.5 out of 5 stars. Not that great. So people aren't loving Gutenberg, but it's coming anyway. It's coming soon. So if you're ready to install this and see how it works, click on install now and then activate. Now if we head over to pages and then go to add new, I'm going to control click or command click to open that in a new tab. And I have the old page builder that I opened before I installed Gutenberg right here. You all know and love this page builder. This is the classic that we've been using for the past over a decade, and this is now going away. In this tab that I'm going to click on right now, we have Guttenberg. This is what Gutenberg looks like. This is the page builder for Guttenberg. all the same stuff exists on here as does on this page. It's just different. It's in different places. So we have, instead of having the meta boxes below, like for example, we have SEO Yoast and discussion down below here. We don't have those on the right-hand side. We have discussion here, extended settings. I don't see SEO Yoast actually. Yoast is somewhere, because I know Yoast is compatible with Gutenberg. So it might not be compatible with this release version of it. Oh, there it is. It is at the bottom. So there are still meta boxes at the very bottom, but most things have been moved to the right-hand side. And now it's just a matter of getting used to the new way of doing things. So to add a title, you add a title in here. And then you add content here. This is my paragraph. And that's the basics of it, just adding content. But the big change is what Gutenberg and WordPress are calling blocks, which a lot of other companies call blocks as well. Click on the block section here. This is where you can edit the block settings. So let's click on the paragraph block. We have these block settings for the paragraph. And you notice this is a lot like a builder like Elementor or Beaver Builder or Divi, the visual end of Divi Builder. It's just WordPress is just trying to progress with the times. They're facing massive competition from companies like Wix, which is just a visual page builder, drag and drop visual, super easy. And people might be coming from that or seeing that and then seeing WordPress and they say, oh, WordPress is 2005. It's way too old for this decade. It's for the last generation. So WordPress is just trying to change with the times and get better and try to keep up with the competition, which they relied on developers to do. Plugins like Elementor and the thousands of plugins you can get for WordPress have allowed WordPress to keep up and stay ahead of the competition, but now they want to start building some of this right into the core. And does this mean the death of page builders? I don't think so. I don't know for sure, but I don't think so. Elementor, in fact, has already released a beta release that can integrate with the Gutenberg page builder. So if we go, let's just add a block. Click on the plus icon here. And we have a list of blocks here. So we have our most used section, paragraph, image, columns, beta. They better get that out of beta soon because columns are a key part of a visual page builder like this. Gallery, list, quote, SoundCloud, verse, and untitled shared block. This is basically stuff that you use most often. And down below we have common blocks. You can read through those on your own. I'm not going to read them all for you. I know you can read. Formatting. Whoops. Try that again. Formatting, we see we have custom HTML and code, pre-formatted tables, layout elements, and columns, buttons, spacers, widgets, which I assume will be able to be extended using plugins as well, because you have a lot of widget plugins that add widgets to the appearance widget section. So why couldn't plugins just add more widgets to here? Embeds, this is a lot of different embeds, and all you have to do is add a URL. And this is more embeds than any page builder I've ever seen. So they've been working pretty hard on these embeds. For example, Kickstarter. Who has a Kickstarter embed in their page builder? I've never seen one, but all you do is enter Kickstarter URL and data is embedded right there. Super easy. So in that regard, with these embeds, definitely, WordPress is actually way ahead of any page builder that I've ever heard of. Even though you can get the embed code from these sites as well, the page builders just incorporate embeds to make it easier to do that kind of thing. And this has way more options than anyone I've ever seen. Shared, this is basically where you can save shared blocks. These are like global blocks you use on different pages. And then you just go through and construct a page with these blocks. And what I don't like personally is how minimalist it is. Like there's too much white space. I don't know. I can't clearly see where what ends and what starts. Maybe it's just a matter of getting used to it, but I'd like to see a little more definition on sections, or at least go full width, or I don't know. It's not even released yet, so who knows, might get better. I'm just going to click on Save Draft, and then I'm going to preview it, see what it looks like. And here we have our content. Hello world. This is my paragraph. This is the Kickstarter embed that I did nothing with. What's interesting is this title and this paragraph text was from Guttenberg, which I input right here. Everything else is regular WordPress or Elementor. So this header up here, header with the menu, the footer, those are Elementor header and footers. this blog post design, how we have these share images and the author bio box and the metadata right here, that's an Elementor single post template. On the right hand side over here, we have a regular sidebar. So even though the editor here has changed a lot in that it's more graphical, on the front end output, things haven't really changed that much. You can still use other plugins to create the display and how it works. Most of this page is designed by Elementor, not by WordPress Gutenberg. And it's just a different way of learning how to use the back end when this comes out. And it's coming out soon. It's supposed to come out this summer of 2018. If you're watching this after 2018, you already know all this stuff because this is how your WordPress now looks if you just started with WordPress. But for everybody else who's been using WordPress for a while, this is brand new, very, very different. That's all there is to WordPress Gutenberg. I encourage you to install Gutenberg, try it out, familiarize yourself with it because it's coming. No matter what we say, what we do, Gutenberg is coming, so you might as well get used to it. And if you already know how it works before it's even released, that just makes your life a little bit easier when it is released in the very near future. So that's how it works. I hope this video helps you. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to click subscribe and the bell notification icon. Make sure you check out our Facebook group in the comment section or description down below. And then click one of these videos that popped up on the right-hand side so you get even better at WordPress. Until next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.